Peace, Love, and Stitches. It is 8:45 p.m. on August 26th. The deep sigh that you just heard is my dog, Roarke, who is down on the floor. She will probably make herself known, as she does, by her whining and playing with toys that crinkle and squeak, and sometimes snort. I also will apologize if you can hear the shower running. A family member is currently showering, and the bathroom butts up to the room that I am in. So there is going to be some noise. You may also hear the air conditioning unit kick on because it is right outside this window. I'm in a fun place, apparently. So this is going to be a relatively short video, as I only have 5 projects to show you, which is odd, but I had 2 that kind of took over a little bit, and they were larger ones, but I'm still trying to figure out how I want to go with one of them, because it's a huge debate that I want to like drag it into next month and take out something from next month's bin. So we'll see. Might be surprising. So shocking. One of the first things that I'm going to show you, we're just going to get right into it, is going to be a little Bulldog, or the Janlynn kit. Janlynn kit of Keep Looking Up is what they call it. I just call it Bulldog because it has a little bully on it. I have worked on this 2 times this week, but I still have 2 colors left to finish, and then the back stitching. So I am more than, like, let's just call it 93% of the way done. So I have a little bit left to finish, and hopefully I'm still hoping to have it done by August 31st. I was really hoping it would be done for this video, but sadly it's not, but it will go into the video next month because I am claiming this as it's going to be done by the end of this month. So it will definitely go into the next video that I have. You know, honestly, it could probably go into the bin video because it would come out of the bin. We're going to shoot for it to be in the bin video, which will happen on the 31st of this month, so that will be good. So I'm going to claim it as it's going to be a finish, because it just has to. Hey, you, stop doing that. Okay, sorry. Dog was doing weird snuffly chewing things and didn't like it. I didn't like it, let's put it that way. So next up is going to be, I'm going to give you the Frosted Pumpkin Stitch Along, which is Castle Homecoming. So I finished clue 3, so 1 through 3 is done, and I started on clue 4, which is the bits of grass, and when I got to this area, because I was working the grass, I noticed that the 2 mushrooms that were previously right in here were actually in the wrong spot. So I had to unpick both of those because they needed to go up and they were too far down. So luckily I did not have anything really locked around it. So I unpicked both of those. So I'll be putting those back in, and then clue 3 will officially be complete again. But I did make a start on clue 4. I'm still super shocked that because clue 4 goes along the entirety of the bottom and even comes over here, and I'm just shocked that there were people that were already done with clue 4 the day after it was released. And I know I'm not a one project girl, but that's a lot of stitching. And I mean, it took me at least it took me what is it? It came out on the 20th. So 1, 2. It took me every bit of the 3.5 weeks to get through the clue 3. Like I said, I'm not just stitching on that one project. So, excuse me. So it is relatively like different for me. I'm trying to get it to where you guys might be able to see. So this is clue 4, is the grass, the Loch Ness monster, the frog prince in the pond underneath the bridge. So that is clues 1 through 4, in case y'all were curious about what it looks like. But yeah, I'm definitely by no means a monogamous stitcher. And I do have a job. I'm a part-time worker, but still, I do have a job that takes up time, and of course I'm an early worker, so my shifts generally start at 6 a.m. and they just put my Saturday shifts to 5:30 a.m. So I get up really early, as it is. So it's kind of one of those, I just don't know how you, a clue that I got, or that comes out in my area at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and you had it done by the next day. Ain't no way. At least not for me. There ain't no way for me. Kudos to y'all. So yes, I worked on clue 4 3 days. I worked on Frosted Pumpkin 3 days. So that will definitely get some more time in the next few weeks. Hopefully next week we'll be really buckling down on Bulldog though. So that will kind of take Frosted Pumpkin will take a back seat until that one is done, but hopefully that won't take me but maybe 2 or 3 days to do. I'm hoping. What's the matter, Bubba? What's the matter down there? What? Why don't you lay down? Yeah, just lay down. You'll get something in a minute. So the next thing I'm going to show you is the last project that I worked on through this 2-week process, and I literally pulled it out because it's coming to the point where I don't want to carry it over anymore. I'm just about where I've hit my limit on, I don't want to work on it much anymore, which is sad because it was one that I was trying to focus a little bit on each month, or at least well, not really push myself, but focus more on it to finish it, because it's very far along. And that is the Cupcake Dreams by Tilton Crafts. It was a free chart. Now I don't know if it's still available. And that is this lovely little number here. Now I took out the background, so I cropped all that white background out. So it is just literally the cupcake. And I've only worked on it 2 days for a total of, pardon me, while I do a little bit of math here, total of 298 stitches. So this is literally where we're at. I worked a little bit down here in the liner and some over here, and then I added a bit up here to the strawberries up there. So you can kind of see certain things starting to come out. I really struggled with this piece so much because it was a center start, so it would fit in the fabric, and this fabric, I think this is a 28 count, I believe it is. This is 1/1 full cross. Of course, the Bulldog is on a 14 count. I didn't say any of the fabrics is using the called for fabric, or the fabric that came in the kit, and the threads that came in the kit. Yeah, that's a 14 count Ada, so that's a 2/1 full cross. And Frosted Pumpkin is on 32 count Valor from Picture This Plus, and it's a 2/2. In case you were wondering, I totally forgot to say all that. But this one is a 1/1 full cross on 28 count Easy Grid, and it was a middle start, which was it's not really my cup of tea. I have a couple other full coverages that are middle starts, and some of them go a little easier, but some of them don't. There's just I don't find the flow very well, and I still haven't found the flow very well with this one. So my little 298 stitches, and since I took out the background, put this project up to 76% complete, and that's why I'm like, I should just push through, because I have, and I can show you, or not show you, I can tell you, there's gonna be a little noise. I'm gonna pause you for a minute. Alright, sorry about that. So, okay, sorry about that. So, I literally, to complete this, I have 7,176 stitches left. But because I can't find the flow to this pattern, and I'm not sure if it's just because of the way I started it, or if it's just how the details in the pattern are just kind of all over the place at the time. And of course, it could also be that it's not quite my taste of pattern anymore, which is kind of dumb because I'm a baker by nature and by employment. But something about this particular project is just difficult. So, excuse me, I had been carrying this one over to try to get it done this year, because I mean, it shouldn't be hard, but it's just it's really hard. Sorry about the weird pause. I had to make sure that there wasn't going to be some sort of noise that I needed to pause the video where my dog wasn't going to blow your eardrums out from her barking. She's kind of passed out. So I'm heavily debating on whether to carry this one into September or to trade it for something else that is drawing more attention, to see if I can get more done on it. But I will make that final decision at the end of this month. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, I am using a Q-snap as basically a scroll frame. I have just clamped on and just, as as you would a scroll rod, just turned it until I tensioned. I have a larger one that I do that with as well for some projects, but this one is an 11 by 11, an 8 by 11 one, and since this project won't fit all the way across, it just kind of works that way. And I kind of almost prefer to use my Q-snaps this way. So, because I struggle to get the clamps off. So, lastly are the two projects that kind of took over my entire 2 weeks of stitching, and I'm not mad about it. The first one that took over my time of stitching is my personal chart that is only for personal use. It is a piece of fan art that I charted through my software that I have, which I use to create patterns and sell. As you will have probably have heard of my little business of Total Cross Stitch. I am the one who put out the Face of a Mermaid pattern. Yes, that was me. So I used that to chart a piece of fan art that I loved that went with a book series called In Death by J.D. Robb. You've probably heard of that. There's like 60 books, 60, there might be a little more now, but at the time there were about 50 something whenever I discovered them. I have 7 out of the series, at least I think it's 7. I had a handful, and I would love to have them all and read them all because they're very interesting. So I found a piece of fan art, as I have said, and it is a picture of Lieutenant Eve Dallas and Roarke, and this is what it will look like. Now I have taken out some of the white that goes around, and some of it I am stitching just because of the pieces that come out in the I'm trying to get rid of that glare, that come out into the white, so I'm still keeping some of it, but at the same time I'm not. And since I have done that, Roarke and Eve are seated at 17.31% complete. This project got 7 days of work, which saw me finish page 1 and got me, I believe, halfway or maybe a little more than halfway through page 2. The pages that I make in my software are not usually big at all. Most of my patterns are in the equivalent to like a miniature heaven and earth signs. This one I think is no different, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, I'm trying to see if yeah, this one is not any different. This one was charted at 247 wide by 349 high, and that was because I put it in at 350, and that was as close as it got. So for me to show you where I got, just so if you're curious, out of that 7 days that I stitched on it, I got a total of 3,880 stitches complete on this project in 7 days. So this is where I got. I'll fold this just a little bit. There we go. I'll fold this a little bit and go like that. So I managed to complete page 1. This is on a 32 count. It is 1/1 10th stitch. 32 count. I believe this is a silver. It's either silver or silver moon, I can't remember. So I do the light gray so I can see my light colored stitches. The white, which you can actually see kind of there. I do grid as I go. But at the end of page 1, I wound up running into Eve Dallas's face, which I don't know. Yeah, you can kind of see there. So I ran into her eye right here, and so I got basically a bee in my bonnet about wanting to see her face really, really bad. So I got really, really busy into page 2 and got through a good chunk of her hair and actually found a little bit of her forehead down here, but her face is going to wind up coming in down below in the page below. So I'm very on the fence on whether I want to bring this project into the slot next month where Cupcake Dreams sits and try to finish page 2 and then try to do a bit of maybe work the 2 pages below as like together to see if I can get her face completed. So I'm not really sure about that, but as far as a whole, this project, I was really nervous about colors coming out the right way in the faces for these characters, because her first little bit of her facial, her skin tones were very peachy oranges that were just way too orangey toned, but as soon as I started putting more of the colors together, they just kind of started to make sense, which is good as I'm still learning my software. So but I do love the detail that's coming out, like her highlights in her hair, which is so funny because they don't mention her having highlights in her hair in the books. And I love the detail from the computer screen in the back, which is really neat. So I was having a lot of fun with that. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this pattern has 89 colors, because I didn't put on my chart how many colors. Like, I did not take the time to put the cover photo or nothing, because all of this is just for me. So I didn't do all that stuff, but I do believe it has 89 colors, just like most of my patterns do. Some of them don't, depends on what the photo renders. But that is Eve Dallas and Roarke. I really do want to see more of that coming together. I've really been, since I've gotten to that spot, I really love that project. So lastly, what I have to show you is the one and only supersized max color Once Upon a Fairytale by Amy Stewart from Heaven and Earth Designs. It is at this time the only project that I have deemed, or that is completely deemed, supersized. It is probably not my only supersized project that is started, because I kind of feel like my Daydream Sea Turtles large chart is a supersized, and the Stained Glass Disney Heroes is a supersized, even though it's not labeled as such. Excuse me. Yes, if you can read, I am drinking liquid death. This is Mango Chainsaw. I haven't ever had these before, so this is kind of a new experience. It's sparkling water. It's pretty good. I'm getting used to the not so sweetness of it, but I really do like it. It's been an experience of a day. They have a few other flavors that I probably would not mind trying, but this was the first one I got because I like mango. Anywho, so supersized max color Once Upon a Fairytale. is stitched 1/1 tack stitch on a 32 count Lugana. I chart as I grid as I go. This is what it will look like. And this has been my pride and joy. I really pulled out all the stops on this one, so I am keeping up with since May. May saw me finish a page on this project. June saw me finish a page on this project. And July saw me finish a page on this project. And now I have completed another page in August. So I'm trying to keep up. And any of y'all who know, Heaven Nerve Designs pages are enormous. So I feel like I have defeated this thing, and so I have finished my 4th page out of 104, so I've only got 100 pages left, which is a lot, but it's 4 pages left. I have hit a milestone of 4.27%. That was a big one. I never thought I was going to reach that 4%. That going from 3 to 4 was like a slump that it was like going uphill so hard with like rocks coming down the hill, just like I never thought that was going to happen. It was like that beginning 1% that it was a struggle, and I didn't know how much of a struggle that was going to be. I have also hit the milestone that I have stitched 30,458 stitches. So I have gone over the 30,000 stitches on my supersized, and it cracks me up because it looks like pittance in regards to the fabric, and you'll have to mind it because this fabric is folded into like to the quarter, so it's huge. I'm not mad that it looks like nothing, but I just crack up because 30,000 stitches 30,000 stitches, if I had stitched the entire background of my cupcake, is exactly what that is. It's 30,000. I stitched 30,000 stitches in, well, a little more than 4 months, because I started the first page last year, but I stitched 3 out of those 4 pages this year back to back in 3 months. So what does that say? But so it is right here. I will show you. So there is the supersized Max Color Once Upon Fairytale, 4 pages. So I've done the 2 on top and the 2 on the bottom, which has reached the first bookshelf, wooden shelf there. I am going to scoot it over now and do the 2 on top again and the 2 underneath again right next to it, and continue on that way down or along the cross. Wow, words are hard. Along the top row of pages for the shelf. No, it's not going to be done this year. I know it's not, but if I continue on the path that I'm on and reach a goal of finishing a page each month, that will leave me with September, October, November, and December. So I will have 4 more pages completed, which will give me a total of 8 pages. Oh, that's cray. That is so crazy. That's not even halfway across this thing. That's how crazy that is. Now, if I had done them just straight across, as far as like along that top line of pages, yeah, that'd be over halfway. But just doing it in like these block parts, which I'm really partial to at this moment, because I feel like I'm seeing a good chunk of the picture. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back up. So I like doing, I really kind of have enjoyed doing the two and then going down underneath and doing the two, because it lets me see more. So that's been fun. But when I do the next ones right here, it's not even going to be halfway. It will be halfway when I get through this set of 4 and the next set of 4, and then half of the 4th set of 4. That's crazy. That's crazy. But we are on our way, almost halfway to 5% on a supersized. Which is amazing. Sorry, I got a little. That's gonna be fun. I'll have to snip that. Anywho, so yeah, I've really enjoyed that. This is gonna go back into my frame. So I just wanted to have it out so you guys could see the wonderful things. And I loved stitching this. So far my favorite thing has been Mr. Knight. Mr. Knight and the sword that came out. That was so much fun to discover him in there. I really cannot wait. Sorry, I'm going to snip something off this fabric because it's about to drive me nuts. There we go. I can't wait to see what the next set of 4 is going to show, and it's going to give me more books. I think, if I'm not mistaken, in this set of 4, I'm going to hit the int, because there is an int in this one, which cracks me up. And I can't wait to stitch this tree, because it's going to be brilliant. And I think I get to the Cinderella girl that, well, I call her Cinderella. She's in a blue dress and is walking up steps instead of coming down steps. But she gives Cinderella vibes. So I think I'm going to hit her in this set of 4. But I'm not sure. Because I can look at the mock-up, but I still don't know like the whole vicinity of the pictures as far as like where they hit. So that will be interesting. But I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy my small time away from the bricks. While I love the whole medieval fairy tale thing, I swear I should have been a mason, because look, I built bricks in this one, and I've been building bricks in this one. The stone structures are ridiculous. There's so many colors in the stone structures. It was getting rough, but it was really fun. I really pushed myself, and I think I finished this page. I finished it 25th. Yeah, I finished it yesterday, and that actually put me, I think, a day ahead of schedule for finishing my pages, because I had started finishing them on the 26th, so I was a day ahead of schedule with finishing my page, and I've rambled enough to create enough content at this point. But yes, that is the last thing I had to show you. So going into the next video that will be done is going to be a what's in my bin for going into September, which will be put up on the 31st of August, and that will give you a good view of what's coming out, just so you can see what got touched, what didn't get touched. No, I will not have any before pictures, but you can go back to the what's in my bin that happened at the end of July, and that is where you will see your before pictures. Since I'm not a world-class editor, I don't know how to do those things. You are awfully being whiny down there. So those, I will show you everything that is going to come out, where it got done to. I probably won't show the ones that didn't get touched, because there are going to be a few that didn't get touched. And then I'll show you what's going to go in. I think I have, no ma'am, no, lay down, be good, you must lay down, be good. No, lie down, lie down. I think I've decided to go from 14 projects down to 12, to see if I will touch everything that way, and that includes the ones that are getting pulled over to, like, from month to month. But it's still kind of a debate as to whether that number will shrink a little bit more. I'm trying to make it where I have stuff that will be more focused. I tried to say focal and focused at the same time. That was weird. Will be more focused on to complete, which obviously is not going to be anything huge. They're mostly going to be the non-full coverage, but depending on what gets picked and where they are in the progress, is what will be kind of more like a excuse me, that was probably very loud, as the microphone was right there. But they will be more of a focus piece through the month to see if I can complete it for that month, and if I can't, then it'll get put away at the end of the month, and it will come back out to be done whenever it gets pulled again. So that's kind of how that is going to work itself around, I believe. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to work. So I've kind of got more of a plan put into place as I'm moving forward with it. But so far, I've discovered that I think 14 projects in my bin is a little too much, and that's okay, because as it is, I will work on roughly 7 things in a 2-week period. But sometimes I don't. As you can see, I only had 5 this time. So it, I guess it will all depend on what is drawing my focus. I did have it where I was spinning to pick for the first 2 weeks, and I don't think I like that, because I feel like it limits, and then I want to pick the ones that are still in the bin to work on instead of the ones that's like, oh, you must work on this. And I don't really like that. So I think as long as I just pick from whatever is in the bin and just see what my heart chooses that day, I won't feel so upset if I don't make a just crucial, you're going to work on these projects for this 2 weeks. If I just work on all of them in the bin as a whole for the whole month, and it'll be just kind of like a little surprise as to what you will see progress in those 2 weeks. So that is the way that I think I'm going to move forward with it. And I believe I will see y'all again at the end of the month for the what's in my bin. And I'm telling you, there's some good stuff that's going in there, which is exciting. And there's already a focus piece picked for next month to see if we can get it done. And I really, really hope I can get that one done. That one's very important, and I'd love to see it done next month for more reasons than one. So I will see you guys at the end of this month again, and then I will see you in 2 weeks for a normal update from this video. That is, I will see you in 2 weeks for a with update, but I will be seeing you on the 31st. So please like and subscribe to my videos if you haven't already. I don't really have anything else to say other than good night. I need to go to bed because I'm exhausted. And just happy stitching. So I will see you in 2 weeks, okay?